You already know you have it, and you're choosing not to use it. Chigiri Hyouma was the fastest player in Blue Lock. Not one of the fastest, the fastest. Everyone in that facility knew it. He knew it. And for months, inside the most brutal football selection in the world, he refused to use it at full capacity. The speed was still there. The competition hadn't beaten him, because the last time he used it, it cost him everything. This video is about what happens when the weapon is already there, and the only thing standing between you and using it is you. Chigiri's knee gave out in middle school. He was at full sprint, the kind only he could run, and something gave. And that was it. The last time he went all the way. Inside Blue Lock, he could still run, still compete, still outpace almost everyone on the field. But not all the way. Never all the way. Watch what he does when the speed is available. He starts the run. The acceleration is real. And then before the ceiling, he pulls back. The fear went deeper than the knee. Chigiri never fully used his speed inside Blue Lock. Not because he'd lost it, because going all the way meant finding out if it still worked the way it did before the injury. And if the answer was no, he wouldn't just lose the race. He'd lose the only thing that told him who he was. This isn't new to you. Doing enough to stay in the game. Not enough to find out what the game looks like when you go all the way. His speed was there. The cost of using it was real. And he decided the cost of protecting it was lower. That calculation was wrong, because the cost of holding back doesn't disappear. It pays out differently. In matches you don't win, in ceilings you don't break, in the version of yourself you never find out existed. But Chigiri isn't the only one running this calculation inside Blue Lock. And the other version of it, the one that looks completely different on the surface, proves something Chigiri's story alone can't. Bachira Meguru's weapon wasn't speed. It was instinct. The kind that couldn't be taught, couldn't be planned, couldn't be replicated by anyone else in Blue Lock. And it worked. Until he started thinking about it. Watch what happens when the pressure arrives. The movement starts, and then the brain catches up. And the moment the brain catches up, the instinct is already gone. Bachira's lock wasn't fear of injury. It was fear of being wrong. Chigiri was afraid of what using his weapon would cost his body. Bachira was afraid of what trusting his weapon would cost his identity as someone whose instinct was always right. Same Blue Lock, same pressure, same stakes. Completely different locks. Which means the environment was never the problem. Blue Lock didn't create Chigiri's lock. It didn't create Bachira's either. It just made both of them impossible to ignore. Bachira's lock was broken when he stopped asking if the instinct was right and just let it move. He didn't fix the fear. He made a different decision about what to do with it. Chigiri and Bachira were in the same facility, running the same drills, facing the same elimination. Same facility, same selection, same consequence if they got it wrong. Bachira's weapon required instinct. Chigiri's required physical commitment. Both of them had it. Neither of them was fully using it. Here's what Bachira's unlock actually looked like. And this is the part that gets misread. Watch what changes. It's not the movement. The movement was always there. It's the absence of the question before the movement. Bachira didn't become less afraid of being wrong. He just stopped giving it a vote. That's not courage. Courage implies the fear went away. The fear was still there. He just made a different decision about what it was allowed to do. Some will say Bachira's lock and Chigiri's are different problems. One mental, one physical. That's not wrong on the surface, but Chigiri's lock was never in the knee. it was always in the question he kept asking. Watch his expression when the speed is available. There's no pain, no physical signal stopping him. Just the question, is it worth the risk? That's a calculation, and calculations can change. Bachira stopped asking the question before the movement. Chigiri had to change the answer to the question entirely. Different weapons, different locks, different paths to the same door. You already know what question you've been asking. Is it worth the risk? What if it doesn't work the way it used to? What if going all the way still isn't enough? Those are all the same question. Bachira stopped asking. Chigiri had to find out the answer was yes before he could stop. Different calculation, completely different ceiling. And the calculation is the part nobody talks about when they tell Chigiri's story. They talk about the speed, they copy the speed, and they miss the only thing that actually unlocked it. Chigiri's calculation changed in one match. Nobody talked him into it. The fear was still real. He was about to be eliminated. Everything he'd been protecting his speed for, the future where he uses it perfectly, safely, at the right moment, was about to disappear anyway. Protecting it hadn't saved it. It had just delayed what using it would cost, while paying a different cost every single day. Watch what changes in that moment. Just the answer to the question. Is it worth the risk? Yes. His body hadn't changed, his technique hadn't changed. Everything that scared him before the match was still there after the whistle. The only thing that changed was what he decided the cost of not going all the way was worth. You've been paying the cost either way. Every day you don't go all the way, the cost doesn't disappear. It pays out in the same currency. In matches you don't win, in ceilings you don't break, in the version of yourself you never find out existed. The only question left is which cost you're choosing. Chigiri went all the way because he finally did the math. I built the Starheart Guild for exactly that, because I know what it costs to hold back. Monthly challenges, deep dives, and an app that tracks every day you show up. And when you finish, a medal ships to your door. Founding enrollment is still open. First members get their name on every video permanently. Links in the description. You already know you have it, and you're choosing not to use it. The only question left is which cost you're choosing. Until next time, crew, under the glow of stars, we forge our future together. Captain Geo Bravo, signing off. Peace.